Hey guys, welcome to another WoW Weekly with Myst. And I apologize if there's a little background sound for today's episode. My roommate's downstairs watching a show, and as the days pass by, it's almost like he's getting more deaf, and the TV's going louder and louder and louder. But this is the time that I have to record this week's WoW Weekly, so I just gotta kind of deal with it. And so hopefully you don't hear too much. Okay, so it's kind of a dull week for WoW this week. Definitely a relaxed week if you have achievements to knock out or, random crap that doesn't normally get done. It's a good week to do it. This week is going to be pet battles, and the final wing for Nyalotha will release. And that is literally all that's going on. Those are basically it for the week. Like I said, not too much. As far as news, not much is really happening. And so with that said, I'll let you know what I've been up to. So this is my Horde character, and basically my goals for last week was to do a mythic and to get rep. The mythics, I'm gonna stop making them a goals. I have no ambition to even go in them most weeks, so we're just gonna knock them out of the goals. If they get done, they get done, but they're not gonna be goals anymore. I just with gear being so easy for just anyone to get, I have no ambition to actually do content that I normally would be proud to do. You know what I mean? I don't know if that sounds weird, but if I go in raid or something, I have no proud moments anymore. Like, if I go finish a raid, it's like, yay, that's that. Let's move on to the next. Years ago, I'd be proud of every raid I completed, but now a casual can come into the game, go do a world quest, and be my item level. So, my motivation hasn't been there all expansion due to that being a thing. So we're just gonna not make it a goal anymore. I focused them really good most of BFA, and that's because deep down, I love the mythics. I think they are great, but now that we're in the final season, I think I'm just fed up with people being able to walk into the game, do a world quest, and be my item level, the item level of a person that does mythics and raids. So I'm just done. I'm done. The expansion's practically done. I just don't care. Now, there is, of course, a mount on the line with the mythics for this season, so I do care enough to try and get that, but as far as doing much more than a 15 on every dungeon, no. That will be my limit. I'm just I'm done, and it's a great time to kind of just chill out and wait for the next one, and hopefully Shadowlands will be better, because I don't know if the community can handle 2 bad expansions in a row. And I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to WoW. I didn't even think WoD was bad, like the rest of the world does, but I actually didn't mind WoD. So BFA's actually the first bad expansion in my eyes, and I played every single expansion, so honestly, WoW is gonna get less time from me soon anyway, so it all kind of works out perfectly. I need that excuse to kind of step away a bit from WoW, because I am as bad of a WoW addict as they get. basically. I started playing in 2004 and I have not taken a break since. That is a lot of years to dedicate every day to one single game and not play anything else, basically. So, really, I could use the break, So, in a sense, I'm going to take it as a blessing that they totally destroyed an expansion. And, I wasn't willing to take the break prior because even as bad of an expansion as it was, it's still progression and I didn't want to get behind. But now it's the catch-up system, so who cares? Like, no one's going to get behind with the catch-up system. So yeah, and Animal Crossing releases in less than 2 weeks. So I'm ready. And once again, I know I've said this in the past, but for those that are new to the channel and don't really know me quite yet, or know me good yet, me sidetracking to Animal Crossing does not stop the WoW content. I am like a hardcore addict when it comes to World of Warcraft. It just means that we're going to shift the focus over to another game for a while. Animal Crossing's a game I loved around the same time as, vanilla WoW. So yeah. And we got a while till Shadowlands, so it'll be great. I'm taking it as a complete blessing. BFA's kind of like blah, and has been for a long time. And Animal Crossing's a game that has me hyped. And so we're going to do our hype over there. I'm sure it will die down. Nothing... I want to say nothing lasts forever, but my hype for WoW has not died down in 15 years, except for now, I guess, because BFA sucks. But it will die down, the hype for it, and by the time Shadowlands rolls around, I will be ready to take a break from Animal Crossing and get back to our WoW stuff. So, like I said, it won't stop content. There will still be the odd, achievement video here and there. We'll still have WoW Weekly news and all that. I just won't be raiding and doing mythics, and that's basically what it is. Like, I won't be doing the serious stuff anymore. Okay, so a little sidetrack there, but let's get back to the rest of our goals. The other goal was rep for Volden, which is something I care about. So that's what this is. This is my death knight over on Horde side, doing some rep. Volden was an assault, so it was perfect because Dark Moon was happening too. So I had the Dark Moon buff, did the assault. It was also the emissary. I meant to do quests, but you're gonna see in the next footage here why the Volden quest did not get done. That was the original plan for Dark Moon, but some stuff came up that I was able to knock out this week, and I could not pass on it. It was just so important to me that I could not pass on it to just go do rep. I could do rep at any time. So we are going to put rep back into the goal for this coming up week. I'm going to try to knock out a little more Volden rep, and we'll see where I get with that. And yeah. So right now I'm just at the beginning of Honored with Volden rep. Next up for progression, once again on another Horde character. This is my luck. This little background story, since I don't really have news for you this week anyway, we need to extend the video a bit. But little background story is this character here was my first ult. I've been playing since 2004. And I made the druid that you see in all my videos. And then in 2006, when BC released, they released the Blood Elves. And up until that moment, I thought all the races were but fucking ugly over on Horde. That's why I never made a Horde, you know. And Blood Elves looked good. They looked similar to my Night Elves, so, you know, probably why they get mocked a lot. A lot of people think Blood Elves shouldn't be on Horde because they're pretty, and it's probably why, because most people that are like myself that think the Horde look fucking ugly, you know, chances are if they do play Horde, they're probably playing a Blood Elf. So anyway, long story short here, 2006 rolled around, BC launched, and this is the character I decided to level. So I have had this character for almost as long as I've had the Druid. You know, I've had the Druid for 15 years. I've had this character for 13. So yeah. Yeah, pretty crazy. This character, since then, has changed servers. The original server for my lock was Suramar. That's where I made this character in 2006. And the guild just never really grew over there. And so eventually, after many, many years, I moved her. I had just moved her last year. So she sat on a dead server in a dead guild for many years. And just to sidetrack briefly here, that dead server and dead guild still exists. I refused to get rid of that guild, just like I refused to get rid of the Alliance one. Just the Alliance one does better because that's where my main is. So, you know, you'll always recruit better on a character that's active, right? But I refuse to get rid of it. So that guild still exists, and that's where all the rest of my Horde are sitting. It was only Myst. It was only this lock that I moved out of there. This lock is the character that does the AOTC stuff, because this lock is in a raiding guild, right? So that's kind of what made the move worth it. I more or less paid for the server transfer to have her always be raid ready to do stuff that my main can't do, because my main isn't in a raiding guild, because we're still trying to recruit, because it's like BFA made so many people inactive it wasn't even funny. So yeah, she's like my fill-in character, we'll call her. It's weird because I want all this stuff because I am an active player and I've been playing for years, and I want to have all these things, but I don't want to move my main druid into a raiding guild, because this is where it's going to sound weird, but it's almost like that saying, home is where the heart is. That guild is my home. You know, like that druid is a vanilla druid, you know. That server, I joined that server in 2004, the first time I picked up WoW. And that was my first character, and that was my guild. And yeah, so it all holds a very special place in my heart, and I just won't move any of those Alliance characters out of that guild. So yeah, that's kind of the story behind that. Just in case you're wondering, like, you know, why are you using an alt to progress and stuff? You know, normally it would be the main. You know, normally it would be. And if the guild was actually active right now, it would be. But everyone's on different schedules, and they're doing different things. Some want to raid, some don't, and some want to do mythics. And so it's, you know, it's just all over the place. And so that's where the fill-in character comes into play. Right now, basically, you can't raid if you don't have the legendary cloak. That's kind of how it all works, right? So that's what we're doing on this character here. I'd also like to just point out that doing this for a second time is time consuming. I don't know if you guys just did it the once or if you have alts you've put legendary cloaks on. This is the second character for me, so I now have 2 characters that have the legendary cloak. And I definitely wish there were some skips. There are some along the way, but not enough. Like, even with the, I think it's a couple of skips that they have, it still equals you dedicating, an evening to doing your legendary cloak. So as you can see, it was a pretty busy week because we're not even done. I still got a bunch of, I got the video footage for you guys next of all the rest of the shit that I did. So yeah. As you can see, she's got a lot of corruption. I have noticed, just because of how my druid looked when the new patch first dropped, and now looking at my lock with all that blue on her, that it's really the cloak that makes that appearance. It's the lack of the cloak. Because the minute you get the cloak, that shit vanishes. Your corruption's obviously still there, but it's not so visible like it is right now. So, yeah, I didn't put that together when it was just my main doing it. I just kind of figured, okay, it vanished one day, and I just never thought of it. But when I started doing the cloak over on the lock, that's when I kind of put 2 and 2 together and realized that it's the cloak. It's the lack of wearing the cloak that is actually making that appearance. I kind of miss it on the druid, because on the druid, it would change my flight form, and my flight form would be this sparkling blue bird, and it looked so fucking cool. Yeah. Which you guys saw in, like, the patch videos that I did when the patch released. But yeah. So that is what I did on Horde side. So this covers our weekly progression on my Horde Death Knight and my Horde Warlock. So now I pre-recorded a video to show you the rest. So let's hop over there. Okay guys, so a couple of things I did this week. I actually did quite a bit of stuff. Okay, so recently you may have watched my fishing chair video. It's a chair I bought off the black market. And in that video, or at least in the description of it, I mentioned that I need to get my button gear and continue the rep with Nat Pagel. So that is one thing that I've been doing this past week. I wanted to take advantage of the Dark Moon buff, and so I did that. It's still at pretty low rep though. I'll show you it. Actually, he's right in front of us, so we could probably just click him. Yeah. So yeah, I'm at buddy status. I was at stranger prior to that, so we still got a lot of work to do on this rep, but it is there. I am not taking advantage of the rep for WoD because that shit was so RNG, man. I hated wasting the time for those items. Like, unless they've changed the RNG on that. Yeah, I've just been doing the 3 dailies out in Pandaland, and they get you 600 rep a piece. Because of Dark Moon, I was getting 650 or 660. And yeah, so regularly it's 600 though. So that's, 1800 a day when I remember to do it every day. I don't always remember to get it done every day, but it is our focus. So that is focus 1 that I've been doing this past week. This list is a bit long. I've accomplished quite a bit this week. That's not really an accomplishment, but getting back into the groove of things with that rep is. So the next thing that I did this week was the Glorious achievement. You may recognize that. It wasn't something I planned on finishing up, but I was out in Pandaland because I was doing the daily quest for the fishing, and while I'm out there, I always spot the Warbringers, so I kill them every so often to try to get the Jade Mount out there. And, you know, in the process, I see rares popping up. So, you know, those were just kind of getting done together on a daily basis, right? Yeah, anytime I was doing the fishing for that day, it would put me out there. So I finally finished that. I'd been on the third part of that achievement for a while. Okay, so here we go. That was the 30-pointer. As you can see, I completed the first part in 2012. Second part was 2013. And then I think I was just kind of doing one here, one there, and finally finished the final part this week. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, so I was a little ticked on one achievement. I ended up accidentally knocking it out on a Horde character this past week, and I was so mad at myself. And that one would be right there. Yeah. It got completed on my newly boosted Death Knight over on Horde side. And yeah, I knew I was close, and I guess I just didn't realize how close I really was. So that sucked, because I like to have them all on the same character. Okay, so this is one mount that I obtained this week. This is the Gorestrider Gronling. You get it from the Glory of Draenor Raider. I was so close to this mount on multiple occasions. I soloed pretty much all the achievements, and I got kind of stuck at the hand achievement that's out in Blackrock Foundry, because you can't actually solo it. You need multiple people there for the hands to appear. So yeah, I kind of had to just let it sit on hold for a while until I could get a group. And this past week I found some people that wanted to run it, so we ran it, and I got the mount finally, so that was awesome. Next up is the Grove Defiler. This is a mount I have been wanting ever since they brought it out. I fucking love this moose. I think it's better than any other moose in the game, including AOTC. Although I never was a big fan of the AOTC moose anyway, because it's brown. Not huge into brown mounts. But I do like the Archaeology moose. That's the crystal one. That was my favorite for the longest time. And then this one showed up, and this one became my favorite. But it was my favorite that I didn't have. So I'm happy to have it now. And yeah, I think it's beautiful. It's got the red on it. It's so suiting. This is for the Glory of the Legion Raider, which I had also soloed some of it, but not all of it. And yeah, so I was happy to get this done as well. And that is basically my accomplishments. So that is what I did this week. I think it was a great week. I knocked out 2 achievements I'd been working on for years. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I feel even more Canadian than I already am, having a wonderful moose. It's not my first moose mount, of course, but it is the best one. That, like, I don't think those other moose mounts even compare to this guy. But yeah. Although I am still working on the high mountain moose. I don't know why that one's taken so long, but the high mountain moose isn't pretty like this one. Nothing compares, guys. Nothing compares. I don't even think that the moose could look better. You know, I guess we'll see if Blizzard proves me wrong, but even if they made it purple, which is my favorite color, I don't think it would look better than this red. The red on a moose just looks fucking amazing. So yeah, that is my accomplishments for the week. On to news, I guess, which is pretty much nothing, which is why I've been blabbing in this video. Not that, you know, that I'm just using that as an excuse. I blab in every video. That's what my videos are. Pretty much. That is why I'm a content creator, guys. I'm here to blab. I am a professional at extending content, in case some of you guys have not noticed. And it's not even just, like, online. You know, when my friends ask me questions, they gotta be very careful on how they ask me a question. Because I'm not one of those people that if you give me a yes or no question, I don't just say yes or no. I say I'll give off my yes or no answer with a 10-minute explanation of why I think yes or no. And my friends are just used to it. But I have noticed online, yeah, people are starting to get used to it. People that, you know, are coming around to the YouTube channel a little more. As for the ones that don't, I don't really give a shit about those people. So, you know, yeah. I only focus on the people that enjoy my content. The ones that, like, leave bad comments and stuff, can't be bothered. I don't even respond to them. You know, haters will be haters. I do my best to keep a happy environment on the YouTube channel. And I think I do a pretty damn good job of that, so. And the way I see it is it's like going to visit a friend. You don't visit your enemy and hang out, right? So if you don't like the content, you just don't show up. But anyway, for news, there is absolutely nothing for WoW retail. Nothing going on. We're just sitting here waiting patiently for the Shadowlands alpha. And yeah, that's basically it. For Classic, Arathi Basin opens up this Tuesday. And so there is that. If you're looking for some, I don't know. I don't even want to say new content because that shit's been out forever. It's not even new content. But there is that. And if you are a Diablo player, the new season starts on Friday. I plan on doing some of that myself. And yeah, there is a pet involved, so I kind of want to get that out of the way before Animal Crossing releases, and Animal Crossing releases on the 20th. So you will probably see Diablo in the goals next week. And yes, that is really all the news. I did do a video on what is going to be going on for Diablo, like the theme and all that. I will link that at the end of this video. Okay, guys, so we are nearing the end of the video, and so we are going to end it with the gold amount. The Brutosaur has been rough to go after. Like, I have said it before, and I will say it again, that most of the money I raise for the Brutosaur is going to be me buying tokens, because the auction house sucks right now. Everyone is trying to get money so fast, and people are undercutting everyone, and they are undercutting to the point where they're losing money. I have seen some auctions on there where I go to put an auction and I go to see, how much the fee would be, and the fee is actually more than people are putting the item up for, which is ridiculous. Are people not seeing that? I don't know. Something seems wrong with that whole situation. So yeah, it's like people are selling things so low that they are literally losing money. And so I have so much stuff just sitting in the bank waiting for people to smarten the fuck up and actually sell things to the point where they're actually benefiting off of the shit. Last week I ended off the WoW Weekly video having 1,024,936 gold. This week our ending gold is 1,134,344. Not a huge difference. That means I've made 109,408. But at least we're not in the negative. I'm actually in the positive this week, so that is a bonus, right? And yeah. The only thing is, I need to be making more than 100,000 per week. And yeah. But that is where we're sitting at, and I will be trying to make even more than that. I really only have a couple of weeks of making the most I possibly can, because once Animal Crossing comes out, I'm going to be spending what normally would be my farming time to play that game. So that's a big reason why I think most of it's going to come from tokens. It's a mixture of the auction house being complete garbage and me, sidetracking for a little bit over to Animal Crossing. So we will see how that goes. That is all I have for you guys for this week. So I hope you enjoyed. Once again, I do apologize for the interference in the background. Normally, it is way better than that. I do my best to have as a little background sound going on. Most of the time, I record when it's just me here. But yeah, nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed the video. And we are going to have a lot of pet battle videos this week, since Pet Battles is the weekly. I have put together a lot of strategy guides for you guys, and I hope you enjoy them. And I also have a special game for Friday the 13th, so look out for that one as well. And we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.